What is the information that we need to gather for us to be able to take action? My good friend, Dr. Stacey N.C. Grant says, action, action despite distraction. And so in order to be able to take action, right, there's some things that happen. There's some things for us. Like we might get excited. We might be motivated in a room, right? And then we leave and we get a little stuck. It's like, okay, but how am I going to do that? And there wasn't enough information. Maybe you needed more information. Or maybe you're just going to be able to run with it. So this exercise that we're going to do is called Glop Shop. Has anybody ever heard of it? No? Okay, so this is what Glop Shop is. Glop Shop is a bunch of stuff. This is a bunch of like junk in a bag. We're going to have our lovely team to come back out, and they're going to do an exercise. I'm going to give them some instructions of what to do with all this stuff here. What this is going to identify is how they instinctively take action when put in a situation or put on the spot. Okay? So, I hear myself. So Mr. Ruben West is like myself. We're quick starts. We initiate in quick start, meaning we don't need a lot of information to be able to jump and make something happen. You give us something, you give us an inch, we're those people that's going to take a mile off of that inch. That's Ruben. So what Ruben is going to do is, Ruben's going to come and he's going to get right into it. Like, this stuff is fun for Ruben. All this weird stuff, all this different, this type of stuff, this is fun for Ruben. This chaos, he can operate. What Robin is going to do, Robin is going to come in because Robin initiates as a fact finder. Robin is going to ask more questions. She may pick up this notepad and the pencil and want to start to strategize as that being her way of solving the problem that I'm going to place in front of them. Now Jennifer is what we call a follow-through. She's great at systems. She's great at putting different things together, right? This is what we've identified with her survey. So Jennifer may start to organize, right? May start to put different things together, set things up. She may start to color code or put the little marbles that are rolling around in the cups. She needs to do those things to accomplish it. What I want you guys to observe is how they're going to solve the problem. Not the problem itself, how they initiate to jump into it. Now, as a quick start, I know that I'm going to want to get right in here and just start making stuff happen. That's what happens with our dreams, right? Sometimes it's some people that you're like, how did they just hop on it? How did they just deal with risk and uncertainty? Well, my instincts allow me to be able to maximize in that area. I love risk and uncertainty. I love it. Most people are like, you're crazy. I may mitigate that risk now that I have a child, now that I have other responsibilities, but my instinctive nature is to gamble it all. Where Jennifer's instinctive nature may be to be more reserved, to find a system in the madness. Okay? So I gave you guys a couple things that they're going to do. When Jennifer starts to organize and Robin starts to organize and put things together, Ruben's going to just start grabbing stuff and trying to do stuff. Because he's innovating. He's trying to create something new. He's trying to create something new. That's what innovators do. That's where we thrive. Okay? They're going to be trying to put the stuff together and let's huddle and talk this out. Ruben's going to be ready to get it because it's something on the line. All right, you ready? Let's bring them back. Everybody, make sure, get your notepad and pen. Come on, come on. We moving, we moving. You guys are going to come on this side of the table, please. Wonderful. We're doing a live glop shop. Okay. Whoa, whoa. Let's not look at it. Yeah, this is Cairo stuff. This is right out of Cairo's room. So what you're going to do is we're going to time you. You're going to get 3 minutes, and you're going to put together a child's educational toy from this stuff. You're going to create a child's educational toy, okay? You have 3 minutes to put that together as a team, and then when you're done putting it together, you're going to present to us. You're going to sell us this toy, because we're a CEO of a company, and we want to buy the toy that you guys have, so we need you to sell it to us, okay? You ready?
And we can do it as a group.
You're going to do it as a group, right?
Okay.
Come up with the toy, and then you're going to have 1 minute to present it back to us.
Okay.
Okay? So hold on. Get the timers ready. Hold on. Don't start looking at stuff. Jennifer, you already trying to organize stuff? Is that what you're doing? Hold on. All right. Go. child's toy. If game is where y'all want to live, y'all can live at a game.
Okay, so do we have to talk through it?
No, we probably should talk through it. You do the talking.
I'll do it.
I'm not trying to figure out. That's all. This is it. I figured it out.
Any day, Junior.
I got 3 minutes. I'm well within my 3 minutes. Black Hawk Down. Black Hawk Down.
Good movie.
It was great.
1 minute.
1 minute left?
Mhm. 1 minute left.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of perfect.
My instinctive nature isn't.
That's good enough. Put the tights on there. Perfect.
And that's time. Great. So now you guys are going to present the toy and sell it to us.
He's got to get done first. Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, am I good?
Yeah,
Let's go.
your toy.
So here's what we know about.
You need the mic.
Calm down, calm down. Where's the mic?
Where's the mic?
So here's what we know is that, some of the children are only child. They're an only child. And so what happens when you're an only child is you have to be creative. You have to be inventive. You have to have the ability to think outside the box. What's great is if you have brothers and sisters, they can tell you things and they can share with you their ideas. But if you're an only child, it's just you. And so this is our only child pastime toy. And that's what it's called, the only child pastime. And what it's for is for in their pastime as an only child, it allows them to be creative, it allows them to be inventive, and it allows them to be intuitive. Now let me show you how this works. There's a switch on the end. And here's the funny thing about this switch. You know what it does? Nothing. It does nothing. But the good news is with a child, they will be able to create this switch doing something. Albert Einstein said imagination is a preview of what's to come. So when they flip this switch, you know what that is? It's their imagination. What's happening? Whatever they're creating in their minds. Now, here's the good news about it, is this pulley system allows them to rotate the switch. You know what the benefit of this is? I don't know. But the good news is your child will be able to create the benefit. Don't you get tired of products and services where they tell you everything that's supposed to happen? This is for the benefit of your child. They get to decide exactly what this does. Now these clips.
All right, Ruben. That's time.
Okay. Y'all ready to buy?
So here's what happened. Well, first, if we could pass it. Robin, how did you feel in the exercise?
Confused. Confused. I don't think I'm a very
I don't think I'm a very like impulsive type person to just immediately go into action. I have to have some kind of a plan as to where I want to go.
Oh, so you couldn't really get into it. You couldn't act on achieving this goal to get this $1 million because you still needed that plan first, right?
Yeah, I needed to have some
So if I had
direction.
given you more information and allowed you to build a plan, what would have happened?
Then I think I would have been able to execute something differently.
Awesome. Jennifer, how did you feel during this exercise?
So for me, I couldn't even think about what I might try and
Why not?
build until I had everything organized.
Really? I never would have guessed that. It was too much to, right?
It was too much. I couldn't even see what was really there without like putting it in its piles.
Okay, Ruben, what do you think about this? $1 million on the line. You was ready.
So what I feel like is there's a lot of possibilities here. I mean, there's just so many options for all these different games. The only thing I had was the restriction of time, because I'm sure I probably could have come up with 5, 10, 15 ideas out of this. It's just a matter of having it all, you know, having the time to put it together. But I could still see some stuff. And so if somebody want to go into business together, we can create some stuff.
Toys right now.
Right now, some toys right now.
Here's what happened. So Ruben is a quick start, like myself. We love being put on the spot. Oh, put us on the spot, give us a mic, game on. You put Jen on the spot and you put Robin on the spot, they're going to freeze up. It's just what happens because they needed more information so that they can deliver. Can they still deliver a message? Yes. Can they still go after their dream? Yes. Can they still be as successful?
Yes. Yeah.
Right? But they needed a different approach to the way I gave them information. Okay? We need Jen. Okay? This right here, this is an initiating follow through. She makes sure that we can get stuff finished.
Yeah.
By identifying the people on your team that will do the follow through things, we can come up. Ruben's still like, I got all these other things.
Yeah.
Jen's cleaning it up while he's going. Do you see the value in how that was able to collaborate and work? And what happened is, again, Ruben emerged as that dominant, because he's a quick start, to be able to get it done. His mindset was to be able to get it done. So we've identified your instinctive advantages. How powerful is that for understanding that, to know how your team works, to know how your family works.
Wow.
My fiance is a mediator. That's his mode. He can jump from one to the other modes. He accommodates my crazy. I'm like, oh, let's go to the moon today. He's like, all right, well, we're going to go to the moon, but hold on. Let's go ahead and put some things in place to make sure we can get. We're going to go at 5 instead of right now, and let's go get this coin together first. Okay. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Wow. A quick start.
Great job, guys.
So the reason we put that there, and the reason that is so crucial, is for one reason and one reason only. And that reason is, everybody in the audience was smiling and laughing. They're like, she said that. She said they were going to do that. Well, when we understand what our instinctive advantage is, it's much easier for us to reach that success, because that answers the question of how we're going to do it. If you're going to, speak and you want to be the best speaker, having a coach like Ruben to push you and innovate for you is a great area to live in, right? That's a great area to be able to move forward. Why? Because he's going to give you those different tools to be able to move in that area. Now, if you're a quick start and he's a quick start and you're looking at, okay, we're both innovating, you need a Jen to come in and help you guys to follow it through. So a Harvard professor, Bruce Judson, wrote this book, Go It Alone. And in the book, Go It Alone, he said this: do what you do best and let the others do the rest. What happened when they tried to make Ruben do a plan? What did he say? He's like, y'all can talk about that. And Roland started laughing right away, because y'all can talk about that, because that causes him cognitive stress. The cognitive part of the mind is the doing part of the mind. We have the cognitive, right? It says what I know what I know. The affective, I like you, I don't like you. Then you have the cognitive. What is it that someone's going to do? If you can measure what you're going to do or how you initiate action, you can take more action. Get a coach. This is my second takeaway. You want to definitely write this down. You need to get a coach that's going to push you to where you want to go. I have a coach right now that's helping me train. Her name is Lolita, by Lolita, and it's out in West Miramar. They're awesome, and she's helping me get tight and ready together, and I'd be dying you know, at the workouts, and I'll struggle through those workouts, but I appreciate her because I feel better because I have a coach to tell me, okay, get up, keep moving, stop taking breaks, your heart rate is I have someone now to push me past my limits. And that reminds me of my time in the Marine Corps. As I said, we're here in Laurel. This is where I started. This was my stomping grounds, where I used to do boots and utes PT. And before that, when I was in recruit training, I had, I'll never forget it, I'm not going to say her name, drill instructor Sergeant Peterkin. She told me one day they were looking for a squad leader. She told me, she said, Recruit Haynes, and I'm standing there at attention. She said, you don't rate. And excuse me, back to where I was going. How many of you know, raise your hand, that when people say something like you don't rate, it can demoralize you. It can take away from you. It can shoot down everything that you think that you are or could be. Instead, you could take that same energy like I did and become the recruit they followed and videotaped, who was the face right now. Any recruiting station, you look up that video, I am the face of that video. Ended up winning the Navy Achievement Medal and also earning the Joint Service Commendation Medal. But if I had listened to that drill instructor that told me I couldn't be doing half, I wouldn't be doing half where I am today. So all of you have the power to access your instincts, to get a coach. Grant Cardone said this. He said, your access to greatness is only determined by the investments you make in yourself. So the investment you're making in yourself by tuning in, this is free. This is an awesome opportunity to log in on Facebook and get some knowledge. Listen to these amazing speakers change the game. Listening to stories like Jeff's story that changed the whole game, because if he can do it with a smile on his face and his grace, why can't you? Woo! So finally, I want you guys to write this down, okay? Typically, I do a full day seminar on this stuff, but I needed to give you guys some good stuff. I need you to avoid energy draining activities, okay? Energy draining activities and energy draining people. Now we know, right? We've identified what is our instinctive advantage as entrepreneurs, as business owners, as leaders, right? So we can't have people trying to make us do things that's against our grain. That's going to stress me out. You need people that are going to accommodate and join you. That's why Reuben, Robin, and Jennifer were selected, because they're going to accommodate they're going to do what they need to do, but they're going to help you to grow. That's the kind of team that you need. That's the kind of success you need, not something that's banging your head against the wall. As JR said earlier, you're still going to a job you've basically sold yourself to that. You're complaining about something that you continue to show up to. And Reuben actually told me this one time. He was telling me a story about a nurse, and she would just say, oh, 6 more years until I retire. And he said, I mean, would you volunteer to go to jail? And she said, no. So why would you volunteer to continue to do it 6 more years? Why would you volunteer to do that? I want you to think about that in your life. What is it right now that is energy draining for you? That's keeping you from reaching your maximum potential, from going to that next level. On my way here, I listened to Choosing Your Future. It's one of my favorite series. You guys are all on the Les Brown page. If you haven't heard Choosing Your Future, you need to get on it. And in Choosing Your Future, the third disc talks about it's you. It is you right now in this moment that can accomplish everything that you want to accomplish. It's not that you can't afford it. It's not that it's not the right time. It's not that you don't have the right resources. It is you. When you get out of your own way, when you decide, I'm going to step up today and do something more than I've ever done, and I'm going to change the game by first identifying my instinctive advantage because I'm perfect as I am. 2, getting a coach to help me go through and handle this game, just like Jordan had his coach. And 3, avoid energy draining people and activities. When I make those things happen for me, I'm going to go after that big goal with such power, passion, and conviction that nobody and nothing is going to stand in my way. As I said, I started as a United States Marine. I had no choice. It was win or win. It was accomplish the mission or accomplish the mission. So I don't know any other way. But I implore you today to pick up that mindset and put down the excuses, put down the denial, put down the hurt, put down the drama, put down the petty. Yes, I've been petty. Put down the petty and move forward to something that's going to shift your life into a different direction. And I'm going to leave you guys with this. These are my whys. These 3 are my whys. Y'all make me cry with this. Oh, look at your face water now. These are my whys. My whys are so strong, I had to figure out how. And then I found my how. I know that I am an innovator. I can change the game. I don't do things that are outside of innovating because that's not fun for me. But I can change people's businesses and their lives. I have grown businesses 10 times past where they were because I've decided to just be me. I'm what Kathy Colby said. I have decided that success is when you're free to be yourself, and I've decided to be myself. Start being yourself today. Take those 3 takeaways. Activate that for yourself. And I'm going to leave you guys. I love the demonstrations. I love them. I saw this on Facebook. Is this full or empty?
Full.
Full? Some say full, some say, okay.
Full of air.
Full of air. Okay, that's how you look at it. Is this jar full or empty?
Empty. It's fuller. Of air.
It's fuller. Okay. So this is fuller than this one. But is this one, would you consider that to be full? Like we can't put anything else in there?
Full,
You can
yeah.
still put stuff in there.
You can still put I love that.
It depends on what you're asking, though. Because, see, if you're
See, you're a fact finder.
I'm
I'm not asking about asking. I'm asking, is it full, period? So look,
Fuller. Here you go.
we can put more stuff in it, right? Yep. Guess what? Those shells, I brought y'all some beach. Y'all know I'm from Miami. I brought y'all a little bit of Miami with me. Those shells represent the things that you're instinctively good at. Those are the big things. Those are the giant rocks in your life, right? Then there's pebbles. Those pebbles represent your job, your car, your house, all that kind of good stuff. That's the pebbles, right? The sand is all the drama and stuff that still fills in there on the side. It's fine because it's just on the side, right? Then finally, that air you were talking about, that fills in between, that's the driving force for you. For as Muhammad Ali said, like when you get knocked down, for you to be able to hop back up, no matter how many times you get knocked down. That air still exists, no matter what, no matter how full you think you are, Jeff, no matter how full you think a situation is, no matter how much you think you can't handle one more moment, guess what? You can still handle it. Woo! So what would happen, you guys, if we filled up the sand and the jar, your life, with all the drama first? What if I took every jar and filled every moment? And filled up every moment first with all of the reasons I can't do it. First with every financial bankruptcy, every issue, everything that I've had to do with. What would happen if we filled the jars up first with every reason why not?
Well, you're going to get all the air, and you're going to take up all the air, and then you're just going to die.
You'll never be free to be you. This is cognitive stress. This is all the stuff that's stressing you out you got to let go of. That's what this represents. When you try to put your dreams, your family, your whys on top of all of that extra stress without letting that go because you want to hold on to it, you're never able to put anything new in. So I ask you today, what is it that you're holding on to? And what is it that you guys have to start letting go? Thank you.
Oh, give her a hand.
I'm going to hang out.
There you have it. I told you, when the first day I met her, I thought, oh, she's bad. She's bad. She's tough. And what I love is that Candace is always seeking information. She wants to grow personally. She's never satisfied. If I'm having a conversation with Candace, it's about the next level. It's like the next book, the next thing we're studying. She's working on her PhD right now. I don't know if she told y'all that, but she's working on her PhD right now. What is it in?
IO psychology.
You see what I'm saying? And so that's why I love bringing Candace to the stage, because when she speaks with a level of authority, number one, from the way she speaks, but number two, from the information that she's taken the time to gather. And so, Candace, thank you so much. Thank you for giving me insight on who I am, right? I'm a quick start. I ain't ashamed to say it.
We're proud.
Right? It's my instinct. And we're proud. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you back there, but let me ask you, if they wanted to get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you?
They can go to Facebook, Candace Marie Haynes. You can friend me on Facebook. You can like me on Facebook. And then also on Instagram, Candace Haynes, or you can visit my website at movismediagroup.com.
Okay. So do you have any of a preferred way? Because I don't give them one way that they can go right now to get to you that we can repeat 3 times.
If they would like a free assessment, so one person, the first one, they want one free assessment about their own instinctive advantage. They can go on, they can email me.
Email.
At Movis, M-O-V-I-S, media, M-E-D-I-A, at gmail.com. It'll come right to my phone, and I'll respond right away.
And so listen to that. Email her right now. The universe rewards those who take action differently than those who don't. And they can email her at Movis, M-O-V-I-S, media,
At Gmail.
M-E-D-I-A, at gmail.com. movismedia@gmail.com. Make sure you put your name and your phone number. Give her your contact information. Just don't say I want it and you don't put any name in there. Put your name and your email and your phone number so that she can reach out to you. Candace, thank you very much.
Thank you,
You're always powerful, like I knew. Roland, come on up. Let's give some takeaways from Candace. Candace, we'll let you, we'll let you slide out. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you some feedback from Candace, and then once we give the feedback, we're going to take another break. We're going to move the set around and get her stuff out of the way. Very powerful, by the way. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to start by sharing my takeaway. And she said something very powerful, and what she said is that you're successful when you're operating on instinct. That's so powerful. She said you're successful when you're operating on instinct. T.D. Jakes wrote a book called Instinct, and he talked about that some of us need to operate through instinct. And so for me, that resonated because that's the way I am. Once I've done something so long that it becomes routine or mundane, I'm ready to move to the next thing. I like figuring things out. I like taking things and doing things different. So you're successful when you're operating on instinct. What's your takeaway?
You know, and a lot of people weren't able to see it online, but it was your why plus your how equals success. That you have to understand your why and what motivates you and pushes you, because sometimes you want to quit on yourself. And so it was on screen. I don't know if you all were able to see it, but I saw everything and I was taking notes. But having that and then knowing the how of how you're going to do it equals great success.
Because you said the how does matter.
The how does matter. And so why plus how equals success. And that just really resonated with me because I didn't even think about the how. I always said, well, my why. This is my why I do things, which motivates you. But you need to have the how.
Exactly. Because the how are going to be the steps to get there.
Right.
Roland, what about you?
I got to use this one this time. Well, once again, there's so many takeaways, and I just want to thank Candace because, like Ruben, I think that was the first time I ever met her was when I met you.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I want to do what she does. Yeah, and she has so much passion and believes in everything she does. But for me, one of the biggest things, and I've heard this before, but it's always good to hear it again, is you can't sell your dream to somebody that can't afford it. You can't sell your dream to somebody that can't afford it. And so many times we're going to sell our dream that somebody, that's people that are hope broke and life broke and dream broke. And we go by what they tell us. Yeah. So if they say, well, you can't do it, why can't I? Well, because I tried it and I didn't do it. And my friend, and I know somebody that knows somebody and it didn't work for them, so you can't do it. And they're broke, their life broke, their dream broke, and we're trying to sell a dream to us that could change our lives to somebody that can't afford it. Our job isn't getting the blind to see. Our job is getting the blind to see, but if they want to stay blind, we got to let them stay blind. So that was my takeaway.
Wow. You can't sell your dream to someone that's hope broke. Wow. Wow. Well, listen, you know, you heard Candyce Haynes. Here's what I want you to do. What was your big takeaway from Candyce Haynes? I want you to put that in the feed. Remember, your big takeaway can be someone else's big breakthrough. So here's what I want you to put. Put your takeaway from Candace and then put hashtag Candyce Haynes. Hashtag Candyce Haynes. And spell her name. C-A-N-D-Y-C-E.
Sorry, go ahead. I thought you were done.
Yeah, and put that in the feed so that we can go back and look for that. She can go back and look for that and see what it was that impacted your thinking.
And she's going to give away one free evaluation. So don't be sitting there in your head at home, wherever you are, saying, well, I'm not going to do it because it's not going to be me because somebody else is already going to do it. Because that's how you're going to be stuck right where you are with that kind of thinking. So you could be the first one. You never know.
And even if you're not, you know what I realize is that it doesn't matter. That I'm going to talk with her, and whatever the assessment costs, I'm going to ask her to significantly reduce the mic.
Don't hold the bottom, you hold the transmitter.
I'm going to ask them her to significantly reduce the cost of that, so that even if you're not the first person, and she can't give it all away because you can imagine that there's a lot of people that want to do it, but there is you know what I've found out, that in life, it comes with a price.
Yes.
You know, there's a price for your dreams. There's a price for being successful. There's a price for moving ahead. There's a price for finding out who you are at the core. But guess what? There's also a cost for not paying the price. And so many people are paying the cost because we refuse to pay the price. So whatever it is worth it to you to figure out exactly who you are at the core, because this was eye-opening for me. Just going through this exercise was eye-opening, and then to come back and think that she had an assessment that I took that told her this before I ever done it, but that I just walked up and proved what the assessment said, that's brilliant. And I can't wait to see the complete results of that assessment, because I know it's going to be life-changing. So here's what we're going to do.
I have a question before that.
Yeah, okay.
What was your thought when you first came in and saw all this on the table?
There's a lot of stuff you could do with that. I believe that she's right when she says I'm a quick start, and that I don't necessarily think of all the reasons why it won't work or can't work. I think that's why I've been successful at starting a martial arts school when they said it couldn't work, or starting a surgical staffing company or surgical assistant company, or writing the curriculum, or starting to speak. It's just, I just get started and figure it out later. It's going to be there, but I just get started. So when she said get started, that's exactly what I did.
Oh, so that's a good cue. Get started.
Get started.
Get started.
I think you have to, because a lot of people live in analysis paralysis, you know, and here's the benefit. This is why I love that she brought us all up here, which was really unique, is that we weren't the same. But we would be much more successful as a team, because even if you're a quick start, you're going to need that systems person behind the scenes.
Yes.
And so one of the reasons I feel like I've been successful is that I always work with a team. There's so many people that I surround myself with that we have the same goal, but we're different as individuals, and that allows us to be successful. So I think that's important.
I love what you said. I love what you said. You said you got to get started where you're at. See, most people, they don't want to get started where they're at, but you can't get started where you're not.
Right.
So you have to get started where you're at, because you'll never get started where you're not.
Yeah.
Right.
And most people are trying to get started one day when this happens.
When this happens.
They're not going to get,
yeah, I could do it.
They're not going to get there if they don't get started now.
Right.
So yeah, I thought that was great.
And I know some of the people couldn't see some of the things that's on this table. I mean, just for you all, it's like any and every. Oh, cool! I had this as a kid.
Slinky, some dice.
Yeah, some money.
Yeah, all kind of stuff
right there.
all kind of stuff, and it makes you think outside of the box. So we really appreciate Candace